Hello, welcome back to the Spider's Web. I'm torn, I don't know which one to do. We've got either the Orc Barbarian, fine figure of an orc with a face only your mother could love, and even that explains why he was adopted. So we've got the Orc Barbarian or the Orc Chieftain, again with a face only a mother could love. That's better. Okay. Decisions. What should I do? What should I do? If I can't make my mind up, you know what I'm going to do? Them both. So we're going to have a change. I'm just looking now for another colour I can use for the flesh. And I've decided on Bestial Brown. This one is only going on the Chieftain, so I'll get him done first. There's not much of this left, so while he's while he's a chieftain, I'm going to give him a much darker shade of skin tone. I don't know why, but it just seems, I don't know. It seems the right thing to do, I suppose. There we go. His face done. Next we have his arms. I'm just trying to work out what part's his arms and what part is actual clothing. Sometimes it's not easy to see, especially when you're trying to do this on camera. And I say that as just as I realise that I've got off camera. Yeah, so we'll get it done. We'll get it. I've got a game of Castle Ravenloft planned at the Games Club on Friday. Using the same stuff as I did for the last gameplay video I did of Castle Ravenloft, so hopefully that's going to be fun. And with an added bonus of, I've put all my hero characters together in one box. Oops. So what I was thinking of doing was, or what I've suggested is, if anybody, we've got 4 definite players, 1 possible, but I've suggested if anybody else would like to have or would like to join in, there's room for 2 players, and we wouldn't use healing surges, and that way 2 characters can get killed, or 2 hero characters can get killed off when they get down to 0, just as long as there's 5 alive when the game ends. That seems an interesting concept, I thought. I don't know whether it's feasible, but you know, it might make the game just that touch too easy. I don't know. but we'll see. No one's got back to me yet, but I only posted it this morning, I think it was, or it could have been last night, I don't know, I can't remember. But we'll see if anybody likes the idea, and if they do, then fine and dandy. If they don't, then fine and dandy. But now, I'm trying to work out whether that bit there, I'm going to move this camera up a bit because I think it slipped, which is why I feel as though I'm hitting the camera every time I'm going off camera a bit too much. I'm trying to work out whether this bit here is actually flesh or whether it's something else, but as I said, if in doubt, do it and say that it is. So I'm in doubt, so I'm doing it and I'm saying that it is. Orc Chieftain, we're in chaps, way hey. Being the village people next. YMCA. Yes, I am cracking up. No, I haven't been drinking. Not quite true that. I did have a pint of crabbies with my tea earlier. As well take really. Okay, so that's the skin tone for that one done. The champion I'm going to do with rat skin flesh. Just as I say, just to break up the skin tones a bit, because even though they may be the same tribe, they wouldn't necessarily have the same skin tone. And to be honest, it can get a bit boring painting the same colour for the same thing, so just to liven it up a bit, if nothing else. And I like the fact that this one doesn't cover terribly well, or doesn't seem to cover terribly well, so that's going to add to the difference as well. There we go. That's face done. It looks as though he's wearing trousers, so I don't need to bother about looking at his legs anymore. As I wasn't sure about that previous one I did. It was as though I could see what like leg muscle, so I assumed that part was bare-legged. I'm going off camera again, I'm sorry. So, there we go. Next is this arm. Oops, gone over there, but yeah, never mind, I can always paint over it afterwards. Just going to move my lamp a bit because it's shining right into me and I can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to move you across as well. That's better, I can see now. There we are. Rumty-tumty-tum. And there we have the flesh tones done on 2 figures. Next, you'll be really surprised to discover that the next thing I plan to do is go over the metal with, now of all things, just to break it up, just for a change, tin bits. Oh. Well, I don't know if anybody's aware of this. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. I thought I'll bring it up now because I feel safe enough talking about it. I don't know why I made it up as though something sinister. It's not, but when I say safe enough, I don't actually mean I would be in danger if I actually spoke about it. I mean that there's sort of things going on that I couldn't actually say much about for the time being. But anyway, enough. Last year I started volunteering with the NHS. I volunteer in hospital radio at Repainting Hospital. I think I started there last August, and last October the studio unfortunately was deemed unfit for use and we were closed down. Since then we've been doing bits and pieces for fundraising, but we have the money. This new studio has been built, and hopefully within the next few weeks we will be back broadcasting to Wigan Infirmary and Repainting Hospital. We've also teaming up with Chorley Hospital as well, so we'll increase our listeners that way. And I've put my name down to do a show on a Monday afternoon. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It'd be nice to start back there again. I used to do it when I was in my late teens. I volunteered at Whiston Hospital Radio, which started out as Hospital Radio Whiston, or Whiston Hospital Radio, I can't remember which one it was, and then actually changed its name to Channel Radio, because we were called at the time trying to get the licence to do community broadcasting, but unfortunately that I finished the I stopped going before anything went on, and I think it actually shut down shortly afterwards. It didn't last too long after I finished, so I'm not saying that it couldn't survive without me. What I'm saying is it just stopped shortly after, a year or two after I finished. So I don't want anybody thinking I'm being big-headed about that because I left it shut down. I'm not saying that at all. But yeah, I enjoyed doing it then, and I'm going to enjoy doing it again when we open up, or when we reopen. I spent a couple of months doing a little bit of a show on a Monday evening, but I found that I was finding too much stuff to do on the show, and I was running over. I usually got an hour, but I tended to go a little overboard with it, and I only realised afterwards that I was hogging it a bit. So in a few weeks' time, my Monday afternoons are going to be taken up with presenting on hospital radio. So yeah, looking forward immensely to that. So if anybody's interested, it's Repainting Hospital Radio, and We broadcast, as I say, to Wigan Infirmary in Racington. I think anybody who would be in Chorley would be able to get some of our shows as well, because we're going to start recording our shows and sharing them with the good people at Chorley Hospital. Which will be interesting, because they're going to do the same with us. And so anybody from the Wigan area, if there is anybody in the Wigan area who ends up in hospital in the near future, I mean, fingers crossed, I'm not wishing it on anybody, but just saying, if the unfortunate happens and you end up in hospital on a Monday afternoon, you don't get to hear me talking at you and playing some really awful music, because I don't play the stuff that I like. Well, I do sometimes. So sometimes I will treat you by playing something really good, but the rest of it's going to be like this chair rubbish, old and new. It's quite ironic that it's also like happened the way it has, because this year as well is actually the 40th anniversary of its opening in the first place. So not only do we get a 40th birthday for this channel, we also get a grand reopening, brand new studio, super smashing lovely great. As you know, it's just one of those situations where we're putting the base coat on for the metal parts. Really bog standard for what I do. Bit of tin bits, dry brush over with some metallic paint, some done, dusted. You know the score for this. I don't know why I don't just base coat on the flipping figures and then just come along with the highlighting, but yeah, I can't do that. Okay, let's get the axe head done. Dee. Can you imagine lying in a hospital bed and I come on the radio and start playing the music I like? Do you think you could cope with Epica, Nightwish, Revamp, Leaves Eyes, Within Temptation? Almost forgot them, can't forget Within Temptation. Good Lord. If nothing else, it might get you out of bed quicker. Oh dear. Yeah. Obviously my show's going to be called Spider's Web. Everything I do is called Spider's Web. So I may even take my video camera in and film myself doing part film one of my shows and let you have a listen to what I'm doing. Anything's possible. And then if you find yourself in Racington Hospital on a Monday afternoon, then feel free to give me a knock at the studio. It's going to be at the main entrance. I have a glass panel, but at the moment though it's hidden behind all the museum-y exhibition-y type thing that they've got in there. Right, I'm trying to work out what's what with this one. There seems to be a lot of things in there. I don't know whether it's all cloth or whether there's metal with it or not. I don't know. What I do know is that his boots are going to be Rhinox hide. That is when I can find the Rhinox hide. There we are. Okay, so here we go. So boots done. I'll do his hair as well. What the heck? I've done the other. Another's done in this as well, so I might as well carry it on. I think that's her spilling out over his. Jammy sword having such long hair. I really regret having mine done years ago. I used to have hair halfway down my back. No, it's not on my head, it was just halfway down my back. Oh, that's an old one, yes, I know, I just had to throw it in. And we have noisy beggars outside with the cars. Which they go and stick their head in a pig. There we go. I bet it's a taxi driver. It's always a flipping taxi driver. Whenever there's any noisy cars outside, 9 times out of 10 it's a taxi driver. Especially when they start beeping their horns over and over again. There we go. Go on, let's do his boots as well. I'll do that in Rhinox hide, but we'll do this fella's hair different because he's got a helmet on, you can't see his hair. Oh, come on. What the hell boots is he wearing? That one's split at the back and you can see on his ankle, which I didn't notice in the first place, and this one's furry. Come on son, get a grip, what are you doing here? Who dresses you in the morning, eh? You're wearing odd boots, mate. How are you supposed to take you seriously as a commander when you can't even dress yourself? Alrighty then. Oh yeah, I'll do that as well with the Rhinox hide, and I'll highlight a slightly different colour to make it stand out a bit more. There we are. What I really could do with doing is deciding what colour to do the rest of his clothing. Okay, so put that on, close that one, and get the bestial brown out again to do his ankle there. Right. Okay, now I'm going to go over a few bits with our old friend Screaming Skull. First off, the ram's horns on the chieftain's helmet. They can be done and then washed over with Agrax Earthshade. Also, let's get as fine a point as I can on this, and I can do his gnashes. There we are. And I'll also dry brush what's left onto here. Oops. I'm going to be going over this with Agrax Earthshade, so I'm not really fussed about that bit. Being all done, rather than just doing a top part for the light. Well, not highlighting it, I'm just yeah, what am I doing? I'm just colouring the strands, I'm not actually highlighting as yet. So there's one fang. We'll call that two fangs. I don't think there's anything else really I can do on that. Now what I want to decide on is what colour I'm going to do other bits. I think actually the chieftain's cape I'm going to do in MacLeod red. And again, I don't want it being a solid colour, I just want it coloured. If you get me drift. If the black shows through slightly, fine. Adds to the effect. It's supposed to be dirty, horrible, manky colour. Or alternatively, it could be kind of cape version of the you know, the bull's blood, ox blood, whatever you want to call it, the sweets, you know, with the red leather armchairs with, which is sort of like the black patches, which look so damn good. The old gentleman's lounge suites, 3-piece suites. So we're not looking for any perfect paint job on this, because I don't think it deserves it. Not deserves, I don't think it needs it. That might be a better way to put it. Just need to turn it up to the bottom there. And this edge is the only on this edge that needs to do it. I don't quite see, but there we are. Well, there we go. He don't look too bad now, does he? Waka. Next, I think I'm going to do his sash here, the same colour, but this time I do want a good coverage. So I'm just going to do, oops, I'm going to do it quite watery at first and just keep going back and going back to recover and recover. So I may end up doing about 4 or 5 different coats of this one, or I may just go over once with this and then go over again with a different coloured red, like scab red, or what's the other dark red? I may even do dark skin yet, I don't know, or dark flesh, I don't know, because that's a nice reddish brown. What's the other dark red? The scab red and... Okay. Next we're going to be doing, or using Tallarn sand. And I'm going to be doing that on the chieftain here with his, I'm assuming, loincloth or whatever it may be. When I grow up I want to be Tarzan. Oh, go on, I'll go the whole hog. We'll do, yes, it's for his nappy, or for our American friends, diaper. But no, it's a nappy. Okay, so that's that bit done. Quite happy with that. Not quite sure as to whether or not to do that metal. I think I may do. I'm going to do that. The Tallarn sand as well. Again, don't necessarily want a wonderful coverage on this. I want something that's going to look a bit rough and ready. It's been worn for a while, absolutely filthy, been beat about, bashed up and whatever. It's going to have thingy on it anyway. Agrax Earthshade, so it doesn't make any difference how it's looking. Next, this one has like a bit of a sash here, so I'm going to do this in the Tallarn sand. I keep wanting to say Tallarn flesh for some reason. I don't know whether that was an older paint colour. what's really puzzled me about the my confusion over the dark reds. I'm sure there was another dark red. I can't remember. Answers on a postcard. Yeah, I really can't remember. All I can think of is that I have, as I said, mixed up, or been thinking of MacLeod red. But yeah, it doesn't sound right. I'm sure there was another dark reddish colour from GW. Okay, so I did say I was going to do something in metallic. I'm looking now and my battery power is half gone because it wasn't on full charge anyway. So let's just get this done. And what colour could I use? I know what colour I could use. I mentioned it earlier. That nice colour. That nice reddy brownish colour. The dark flesh. And we'll use that for the Chieftain. I keep thinking, referring to him, I think I've referred to him as a commander a couple of times in this. He's a chieftain. So I'm going to do that with the dark flesh. There we go. And I've changed my mind over one part, so I was going to do it all metallic, but as I said, I've changed my mind, so it's all going to be, as you can see, the dark flesh. Can I do anything here in dark flesh? I'll do his trousers. So just because you've got different models doesn't mean to say you have to use this different colours for each model. I have a tendency of, you may have noticed, using the same colour on two completely different models at the same time because I'm using it once, or on two of the same models doing something two different colours on each model. That way personalises them a little. Like on the Orc Archers, I did one of the I think I called them skirts. I can't think of what they were, like shorts or trousers that have been tucked in the boots, whatever they may be. I was calling them skirts for a bit of a laugh. I used purple on one and this dark flesh on the other. It just makes them stand out a little more. Okie dokie, picking a pokey. I'm thinking that will do for that. Let's Well, there are other things I could do, but I may just leave them black. Yet I'm not sure. Let me just double check the Barbarian as to what's done here. Well, his top is still black. I think I may keep it that way and just highlight. Yeah, fine. I'm quite happy with what's there. What I need to do first of all, before doing anything else, is get the dryad bark out, because that axe handle is wooden. I have decided, I have made an executive decision that axe handle is wooden, so therefore I'm painting some kind of wood colour. I may go over certain parts again to make it metallic, but at the moment it's getting a base coat of this brown to make it look woody. And when I say woody, I mean make it look as though it's wood, rather than make it look as though it's a character from Toy Story. So there we have our Orc Barbarian and our Orc Chieftain, all base coated to where I want it to be. Now all that remains is going over with the Agvax Earthshade, letting it dry, by coming back and highlighting. So I'm going to do the wash off camera. You've seen me do it before. It's just a case of cover everything in it, so you don't need to see it all again. It's there. So until next time, take care, God bless, and bye for now.